nothing.
Ooh-wee. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, Barbara. How are you, sweetie? Hi, Catherine. How's it going? So happy to see you. Oh my goodness, these headphones is giving me the blues. I gotta figure out something else to do. Hey, Letha. How are you, sweetie? Hi, Fonda. Ogumbanke, I haven't seen you in so long. Ogumbanke. I love that name. I had to practice that one for a minute. Ron Cooley, how are you, sweetie? I'm good. Been laying around all day doing absolutely nothing. I know that's right, sweetheart. You are entitled to that. Absolutely. Fonda's in the house. I'm good, Letha. 2 days in a row the kids didn't come. I'm like, yes, I needed this time. Hi, Angelina. Something happened to me. You had pronounced it correctly. I pronounced it correctly. Good. So you said something happened to you. What happened to you, sweetheart? I hope you're okay. Hi, cutie. Cutie pie. You're the reason why I love you so. I don't want you to go. Maybe I should put my music on because I really shouldn't be singing. I really shouldn't be singing right about now. No, no, no. Here we go. I had an accident. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Oh, thank you, Ron. Thank you. Kendra, hey. Ann Lloyd, how are you? Oh my goodness. Okombunke, I am so sorry that you had an accident. But you're okay? I hope you're okay. Them accidents are nothing to play with. Thank you, Fonda. Yeah, I think you had kind of fallen way back in the stream, Barbara. But did you get a chance to watch it though? Hi, Crystal. I did see your message on Stone Paxton's live today, so. Oh goodness, I go through pains and headaches. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Retretta, how you doing, love? Oh, your aunt's in Virginia. Yes. So Barbara, if you still want to come up today, I would love to have you. I put Justice for Mia Sims in the I think it's in the title. Hello, Kathy. Kathy Mitchell's in the house. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I thought I think nobody can speak as much on her as you. That was your cousin. Okay, sweetheart. Did you want to do it before this other stuff, or did you want to wait to the end? It's up to you, sweetheart. But I think that any accolades to her would be most appropriate from you. We got to keep her uplifted. Everybody that's going through this unnecessary, I'm just going to say the word, gun violence. Unnecessary is just, it needs, more attention needs to be brought, to the forefront. Ron Cooley, you so cooley. Run, Kool-Aid. You is so Kool-Aid. Well, Barbara, let me know if you want to come up in the beginning of the show or at the end of the show. Either way, let me know. Hi, Low Candles. Hello, Low Candles. Fine, Auntie just needs some true company. I've been thinking about me. Yes, Retretta. We thought of her last night too. We are happy he was caught and will face the justice system, but we are still sad over her loss. That's a loss that takes a long time to get over. A very long time. Kendra says, did you ever get your hanger thing for the car? Is that for me? My hanger thing? Oh, no. They don't even answer their phone. Hi, baby, I see you. Uncle B's in the house. Uncle Barry's in the house. Thank you, Ron. I talk too much. If I had a talk show, I'd probably talk too much. They'd say, get out of here. Ooh, do you see this? Is the sunshine making that? Oh my goodness. The sunshine is shining through the window. Okay. So now you get a shadow of my light. No, Barbara, I didn't get a chance to go to the DMV. I tried calling them, but I'm going to try tomorrow. There's just so much going on right now. Trying to get, I got the licensor that came by, and she came by and I didn't hear her knock on the door. So I got to get ready for that because they come in, they do those drop-ins, and they want to, they do that so they can try to catch you at something. Like, ooh, just come in, look around. It's a daycare. And trust me, I'm not going to be doing this much longer. I'm tired. I'm tired. I need some retirement benefits. Hey, Benjamin. How are you, Benjamin? Good to see you, love. Yes, Barbara, the state checkup. Yeah, so I've been trying to get that all situated and make sure everything is on point. You know how they... And then everything I pay attention to, they overlook and find something else stupid. Oh, your door was locked. Okay, and... Yeah, I don't want people just walking into my house in the back. So, but every licensor is different. They pretty cool though. I don't really have any trouble with them. My union rep was supposed to come by. I'm surprised she's not in here tonight. She was supposed to come by, but she didn't come. Auntie, I said I will come up at the end of the show. Okay, good. Okay. Yes, Benjamin, I did just start. You are right on time, sweetheart. I'm so glad to see you here. I have missed you so much. One of the few men of reason on YouTube. Oh, goodness. Man, I need LASIK surgery or what are them things called? I'm so doggone old I can't even remember that stuff. What are them things you put in your eye? Instead of glasses, people get them. Hey, Dawn. These things. What is wrong with me? I need to start eating better or something. They make different colors of them. Contacts, thank you. Barbara, that's a shame. I couldn't, y'all, that's a shame. Pray for me. I couldn't even remember. Oh my God. That's a shame. I need Jesus. Oh my God. Oop, I left this cigarette burning. Hold on, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. Just hold on. I'm still here. Okay, Dawn. Leave me alone now. Detroiter said Trump need to do something about these mayors and governors. No control over their city. Auntie, also, the majority of them are exactly. No, I don't put drops in my eyes, Benjamin. I don't put drops in. Maybe I need to. I need some memory drops too. Kathy, thank you. Kathy said, y'all leave my auntie alone. We know what she meant with her old decrepit memory. Oh no. I just heard that our councilwoman for Texas has lost her seat. What? Hi, Camille. I'm sorry to hear that. Was she a good council person though? I know you was just playing, Dawn. I know you was just playing. It's funny though, because it's true. Like, dang, you couldn't remember that. The Crockett lady. You felt like she was. I wonder why she lost her seat. I'm sorry to hear that. If she was good for the community, she shouldn't have lost her seat. But nothing surprises me in this country anymore. Nothing. Bad is good, good is bad. Can't win for losing. So yeah, I'm just giving people time to come in. My normal spiel. I got quite a bit done today though. And I was still able to come up with a couple of topics to talk about. Yes, I did, Camille. I saw most of it. I didn't see all of it. I had to dip out for a minute. Jasmine Crockett. Oh my good, that was your councilwoman? Jasmine Crockett? Gerrymandering is bad. Elections have consequences. They sure do. They sure do. I've heard of her. I've heard good things about her. As I recall, I don't watch the news that much anymore, but wow. Ooh-wee. Well, that's the time and place that we living in right now. Y'all keep Jess up in prayer still. I haven't talked to her since she had to leave to go out of town. She's got an auntie that is terminally ill, and she just lost a cousin to a drowning, and to have to deal with this back to back, it's more than a notion. Oh my goodness, I heard the governor locked some Democrats in chambers. I saw Kamala call one of them yesterday. Is it Kamala or Kamala? I never get it right. Auntie, in New York City, they were selling AR-15 and handguns on the street. The money these sanctuary cities give them free everything, so it made gangs bigger. The cartels also sold guns to illegal. Lord have mercy. I don't understand this gun buyback program, because all they gonna do is get them off the streets again, because the police gonna put them right back out there, quiet as kept. Ooh, did I say that? I'm so sorry. No, I ain't. There's enough crooked cops out there. They trying to make a buck too. Hello, Carol. Carol Curry. I've been working 2 straight weeks. 12 hours since your president signed. Why's he got to be my president, Kendra? I didn't vote for him. Signed the big, beautiful bill, getting this overtime money, but I'm tired as heck. I hear you. Yes, Benjamin, she is a sweetheart. And her poor family's really going through it right now. They really are. Oh, good, Camille. You got that painting done in that apartment, huh? That's great. You take care of that body, though. Take care of that back. Moving furniture. It was okay about 30 years ago, 20 years ago, but now that's a little bit more than we need. Where is Millionaire's Cove? I don't know. I haven't seen her, but I'm sure she'll be in here later. Yes, thank you everybody for the praying hands for Jess. Good old Jess. I miss Charles too. I haven't seen Charles in a few days. But he'll be here eventually. He probably at the casino. You know Charles loves his casino. And they got me going to the casino. I went to the casino Monday night. I hurried up and got home. I said, I ain't going broke. Nope, I'm going to hang on to my little change. It ain't much. Mr. Jackpot, that's his name. Yeah, I don't think she's posted anything recently, Fonda. She may have, I don't know. I haven't been to her channel in a couple days myself. But I think of her a lot because I know we FaceTimed when she was telling me, and just to see the agony, I could see the agony on her face. It was heartbreaking. It was almost like she was confused. She said, what is going on? And I said, baby girl, life is going on. Life be lifing. And sometimes we don't pay attention until it's too late. And then we're dealt, with a hard blow to deal with. But she gonna be okay. She's strong. She's a strong young lady. She's like a daughter to me. She's the daughter I never had. So Faith must be doing OT also. You know what? I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. I hope anyone that's doing overtime get it in while you can fit it in, please. Hey, Miss Purple. Thank you for joining us, Miss Purple. From Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, my love. Casinos are no good, Auntie. My mother told me to save the money when I thought about throwing it away. Ain't that the truth, Retretta? Hi, Nadine. Okay, let me see. Benjamin says not to bring up you know who. Let me get back on. Oh, wait a minute. 2 more puffs and I'll be back on camera. Um, Not to bring up you know who, but I'm going to say it. If what's his name wanted to create some goodwill, he would find some cash. Thank you. Absolutely, Benjamin. No, he won't. No, he won't. That's too much like right, Benjamin. That's just too much like right. Not a benevolent bone in that person's body. Yes, Kathy, we gonna all be all right. Hi, Lisa. Lisa Howard, how are you, sweetheart? So very glad to have you all here. And the fun part about it is my grandson's not here to barge in on me. He loves coming in here when I'm on live. He want to come in here and say hi to everybody, like, go get your own live. Stay out of my live. Oh, hello, Irvin. How's it going, sweetheart? I got your text last night. It was kind of late when I read it. Otherwise, I would have responded. But I was I was out of it. I ain't gonna lie. I was so out of it. Kamala Harris on tour this fall, book 107 Days. Oh, she's got a new book coming out? Awesome. I might just have to pick that up. And I don't read a whole lot, but I go through spurts. It has to be a book that's really captivating to me. Yes, we said blessed, didn't we? Blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored. I love the Clark Sisters song, Blessed and Highly Favored. Well, I'm glad to see you're relaxing, Irvin. You working hard, I know you are. Them mechanisms is going in that head all the time, thinking. It's good to see everybody here. It's good to see everybody in good spirits. With all that's going on around us, there's some crazy stuff going on out there in the world. So to be able to still smile and stick your chest out and thank God you still got air in your lungs and a heartbeat, and can still have a pretty sensibly good attitude, because we got bad attitudes all over YouTube as well. And I've been guilty at times of falling into that trap. You think in your sleep, Urban. I bet you do. I bet you write down your dreams. Yes, Catherine. With a capital U. Yes. I'm so done with, I'm so glad that part of my life is over. That's right, Barbara Weaver. Stay in the realm of God. And we can still be human. We ain't got to beat folks upside the head with the Bible. We don't have to do that. But it's good to keep him in your heart, because we are the church. It's not necessarily the building that we go to. Some folk can't get to the building, but that doesn't eliminate the fact that it's the God in them, not out there. It's what's going on outside those four walls that matters. What do we do to emulate our Father, to emulate our Daddy? Yes, we are. We are the church. We are the church. And ain't no special sections. See, see, here's the problem with religion. Now I'm just going to say this and leave it alone. The problem with religion, it's a man-made concept, first of all. Man set that up. And with that, it caused different divisions. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad divisions, but, different religions have their way of worship and whatnot. The thing is that when you go to heaven, there ain't no Baptist section. There's no Kojic section. There is no Catholic section. There is no any other type of section. We all gonna be there together. Everybody better get on the good foot and stay as one. Because at this point in time, religion ain't about religion. It ain't about religion. It's about spirituality. There's a difference. Where does your spirit line up with God? That's the key. You think God was tripping about denominations when he was making Adam and Eve? That's right, Fonda, a relationship with God. That's right, Retretta. His word will never fail. It don't matter what religion you are, what language you speak, what color your skin is. None of that. None of that matters. It's what's in here. How do you emulate your father? We grew up trying to please mama and daddy all the time, but we sometimes fail to believe, or should I say, we sometimes fail to try to please the ultimate father. Benjamin, I had an uncle that was Jehovah's Witness. I never knocked it because I didn't know, I wasn't well versed in it. I thought it was different because I was raised Kojic. So, us Kojic people, everybody Kojic think they gonna be the only ones going to heaven, but that's a lie. That's right, Miss Purple. We all should stay in a good mindset. I'm going to put this up here. We should all stay in a good mindset when God wake us up and bless with another day. I am so thankful and grateful to still be alive. That is so true, because a lot of folk didn't wake up this morning. A lot of people closed their eyes last night and they did not wake up this morning. So we still blessed. We got a chance to do it over again and do it better. We all have a chance, even until our dying breath. That's how merciful he is. Yes, we do have to answer to the things that we've done, but his grace and mercy endureth forever. And a lot of folks don't pay attention to that. His grace and mercy endureth forever. Until forever. That's never ending. Forever means never ending. His grace and mercy is never ending. And we just like little kids. You know how our parents, they love us. Yes, his grace is sufficient. That's right. You know how our parents love us so much, no matter what we do. They may get mad at us when we're little kids, and we do, hey, down south Stitcher, how's it going, love? Absolutely. Tamar, definitely. We're going to definitely keep Tamar up in prayer. But you know how it was, even when we had our own kids, and they would do something, we'd get so mad at them, but we still loved them. Kojic is spelled Cogic, Benjamin, and that's an acronym for Church of God in Christ. They just call it Kojic for short. They're Christians, basically. Okay, let me put this up on the screen because I don't want it to pass. I never knew about Kojic. Is that how you spell it? What's their central beliefs? I've found people who go to no church who have more fair-minded qualities than some people who are regular attenders. Absolutely. That's the thing about it. That's why I was saying religion does not dictate where you stand with God. That's right, Retretta. We do need to get more into the word and bury it within our heart, because there's going to come a time people going to be looking to and fro for that word to look at it in their hands. It won't be found. It won't be found. Fonda says, Auntie, I can't for your birthday. So we can party for a little while. I got a little while to go before my birthday. I don't even know what day of the week my birthday falls on, but that day we gonna have a party, a chat party. Happy birthday to me. Oh my goodness. Well, I am impressed. We've got 58 people in the chat, and I'm grateful for that. 55. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please do so. It helps out with the algorithm. It puts me out there and gets more people, interested in coming over. Because everything ain't about bickering and beefing and cussing each other out and stuff like that. Those are the numbers that seem to be the biggest, but I can't. Don't get me wrong, I get human at times. Somebody over there might piss me off or something like that, and I may go left, but I know how to come right back in line. But this every day, that's all you do. Every day you sit down at your live and just blah, 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 blah about this person, blah, 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 blah about that person. It's annoying. It's annoying, especially when one person is so fixated on one other person. It makes you wonder, are you trying to be that person? Oh, excuse me. Fonda says, before I've practiced Islam, Jehovah's Witness, and Methodist. Y'all know I'm Southern Baptist. Exactly, Barbara. Exactly. It ain't never about bickering and cussing people out. Now, it may satisfy you temporarily to get it off your chest, but to continue that, it's toxic. It's not healthy. You're pouring in it's a lot of negativity. And that can have an impact on your health. Okay, hi BS. I cannot read that. BSHSADDHDDH. Hi. Welcome, sweetheart. I don't know what I'm going to call you. Tell me what you want me to call you, because I can't pronounce that. Bashada shush. Wait, Bashada. It looks like it looks like a cuss word. Auntie, cursing is demonic. Yes, it is. It is demonic. A lot of things are out there that are demonic. Terry, thank you. Terry, thank you so much for telling me. Because I sure wasn't going to call Terry. Oh my goodness. Yes, Carol, it should at some point get old. Auntie, who is that? That's Terry. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Terry, to the chat. Hello, Marzella. I know that's Marzella, even though it says MC Gold. That is Marzella to me. Yes, we don't cuss, we curse. Hi, Pamela. Sis, cousin Mickey, love your channel. So peaceful, and peace is everything for me, especially at my age. Believe we close in age. I just turned 65 in May. Okay, we're just a couple years apart, sweetheart. I'll be 63 on September 11th. Absolutely. The one who's an investigator, I want, okay. Here we go. The one who's an investigator, I won't mention names. She's good investigator, but negative all. Does tough on people, her entire platform. I see it and keep on scrolling. Hey, I understand, Benjamin. Everybody can't take that. And I get it. I get it. I totally get it. It's just, I've come to realize that YouTube taught me a lot. How about 85, Auntie? What are you saying, Retretta? Are you saying you 85, Retretta? Is that what you telling me, sweetheart? Don't make me get up and cut a step with my bad knees. Retretta, you're 85. Oh my goodness. What a blessing. Retretta be in here hanging with the young folk, because Retretta's young at heart. It's all about young at heart. What a blessing, Retretta. Oh my goodness. I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to be just like you when I grow up. Yes, it's God. Pamela says, I'll be 68 February 17th. I might be one of the oldest. Well, Pamela, you're up there, but you're nowhere near Retretta. That is amazing. And to be on YouTube. And to be able, because a lot of folk don't communicate like that. A lot of people in our age bracket, they don't bother to get online and communicate like this. Yes, he is amazing. Okay, we got some wisdom up in this chat. Yes, Barbara. We got some wisdom up in here. I like Stone's platform. Homeboy will send you walking if you engage in negativity. That's right. Congrats to Retretta. Hey, everyone who said hello to me earlier. Yes, I love me some Benjamin because he's so very positive. He's a very positive man. But that is true about Stone's platform. He's not about the nonsense. And he will kick them out. When they come in there acting stupid, he will kick them out. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself when I went to Vegas, and I got a chance to visit him in his home, and that was really a blessing. Angelina Harris is 73. We are flowing with wisdom in here. Oh my goodness, that is amazing, Retretta. You taught school for 20 years. I am telling you, I'm very impressed. I'm impressed because we, as a collective in this chat, we are wisdom that younger people will need to look to. They may not want to, but they don't have much choice. The Cougars Club. I love it, Urban. I love it. But now Cougars, you know that pertains to, you know what that means. Somebody might take that the wrong way. But I know what you mean. Exactly, Barbara. We ain't about all that turning it up and acting a fool every time we get together, you know. Children are your heart, Retretta. That is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. And it's I'm very impressed that I have a group of people. Yes, Fonda. Kinfolks are whole. We have people that want to be knowledgeable of their surroundings. God's Blessings Club. I like that. At least we're not beg. Thank you, Urban. We ain't gotta beg. They said, ain't too proud to beg. Yes, I am. I'm too proud to beg. If God don't give it to me, then it ain't meant for me to have. Okay, Kendra, you're 45, about to turn 46. You are 2 and a half years older than Jess. Matter of fact, my son just turned 44 last month. So you're a year older than my oldest son. So that makes you my daughter. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, this is a blessing. This is really a blessing to get together and get to know each other a little bit deeper than that, you know, than just seeing words, names on the screen. No, we can't do that, Fonda. I know you ain't gonna beg. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the topics, the 2 topics that I decided to talk about. I know that Stone was talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner earlier, and he posed a question about the lifeguards and stuff. I'm not going to address that, but I did happen to come across a video today. Bill Cosby did kill Malcolm Jamal. No, he didn't. Terry, stop it. Thank you, Angelina. I love you too. Oh, let me put what Benjamin put up first before I get started. Retretta, ma'am, may I ask you to share some tips? I bet you don't stress easily. I've found people who are up in years tend to be not easily excitable. They don't argue and will walk away and have routines. That's true. That is so true. Dawn will be 51 in April. All right, Dawn. Now you're. We can be. I can definitely be your auntie. Your younger auntie. Oh my goodness. Fonda said next May I'm gonna be 60. I know that's right. You said it right the right time. The first time. Hello, Millionaires Cove. Someone was just asking about you. How are you doing this evening? Our children are almost senior citizens. Ain't it the truth? I look at my son and I'm like, oh my God, you are 44 years old. 44. And then I have to look in the mirror and say, but you 63 almost. Now, I was 18 when I had him, but still. Yes, misspell words for you too. You two be tripping. I do not understand for the life of me how a platform could allow people to cuss each other out, use every nasty word in the book in vulgarity, and then can't say words like GUN or MURDER or KILL, stuff that's in the doggone dictionary. Oh, okay, Millionaires Cove, you don't have to explain at all. I'm just glad you made it, sweetheart. I am glad you made it. Fonda says, I'm a retired disabled senior citizen. 10 years. All right. Well, we all blessed to be able to sit here and conversate with one another. You know, nowadays, it's getting cold out there. Cold-blooded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. Just so... let's see. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to talk about first. I think I'm going to talk about Lil Nas and get him out of the way. Very sorry, Auntie Mickey. Don't worry about it, Terry. You're entitled to your opinion, though. I was just teasing you. If that's what you think, I don't think that. But you know Bill Cosby didn't do that. He can barely walk. Oh, thank you, Retretta. Excuse me. You know, under the circumstances, you guys probably don't even know. I don't know, you might. Put a 1 in the chat if any of you know who Lil Nas X is. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen Lil Nas. Yes, Barbara, that nut. That one. No, he's not the son of Nas, the rapper. No. Fonda said 2. So does 2 mean no, Fonda? Put a 2 in the chat if you've never seen Lil Nas or know who he is. Yeah, that, Barbara. You know that doesn't make sense. Nothing about that makes sense. Okay, well, the thing about Lil Nas, this is trending now. And I'm only speaking on this because it's trending. Lil Nas was just hospitalized for an overdose. Apparently his mom had drug issues as well in the past. I don't know if she still does. I don't know if she's still fighting that demon. I don't know. I'm a firm believer that once you have been redeemed, you are redeemed. Yes, Terry, there are a lot of wrong facts out there about Malcolm Jamal. And I think that in due time, everything will come out in the wash. Fonda says, I'm just not fans of Nas. Oh, okay, you mean Lil Nas. Okay. Well, I'm about to show you a little video that I got off of TMZ because they're the ones that aired this video. Okay. Lil Nas, if you don't know, is very, very over the top. Apparently, he's never really, I don't know, how can I put this? He's never been able to attain the level of success that he's strived to get. And I think part of the reason for that is because his antics are just so out there. You know, he is a very openly gay man. And he goes above and beyond letting you know how he is. And it's not for me to judge. I can't judge nobody, but I can look at you sideways when you acting a fool. Excuse me. So, apparently Lil Nas he has serious problems. I saw that when he came on the scene. Yes. TMZ be getting folks using their stuff. Well, they gonna have to get everybody on YouTube because that's where they got this video from. Now, when you do use a video, you can use it under fair use for commentary. So, fortunately, we can fall back on that. I'm not just going to sit here and just play videos without, first of all, hollering out who they came from, giving them their credit. And, I mean, that's just basically it. Fair use that was passed in 1976. They passed it for a reason. It's for commentary and educational purposes. So, but I appreciate you warning me, love. I really do, because that lets me know you care. So I really appreciate that. I'm not going to deep dive into their video, but I will acknowledge that this is from TMZ. And let me turn this down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you, and then we can talk about this even more. It's just really sad that it's sad that it's gotten to this point, because he really, I don't know if you guys remember that song Old Town Road. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Okay, well, that's where he's most known for. Okay. And I don't think that he has actually gotten higher than that hit song. And he's going above and beyond. I mean, the pregnancy thing, the way he dresses sometimes. And that was my question at first, Benjamin. I thought it was a media stunt as well. However, he apparently, allegedly, is tied up in that world. Media stunt, if you asked me. He also had the much coveted crossover audience. Correct. Then something went sideways. Now he doesn't have whites, blacks. He almost did it's up to record industry. And if it's left up to the record industry, God help him. Yes. Hi, Sarah. Good vibes. How are you, sweetheart? So yes, it's very. I mean, we've kind of seen this coming because each time we get deeper and deeper. Hi, Faith. Glad to see you, love. We were wondering if you was working OT. We thought you might be working at overtime. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to the stage. And I'm going to go ahead and play this video. And please forgive me for the ads that pop up.
Nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah.
This, ladies and gentlemen, this young man is literally walking down a very big Los Angeles street in the middle of the night in his drawers. And most people thought that it was a publicity stunt, but come to find out, no, this was a little worse than that. So I'm just letting you guys know, for the sake of context, this was not quite a publicity stunt.
Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that.
With his white cowboy boots on.
Hey, for everybody coming to the party. Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, get my good side. Every side. Yes. Boom, cat, town.
Wow.
Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Hey! Woo!
Lord have mercy.
That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
Wow.
Break it down.
Holy cow. Well, like I said, bless his heart. When they say no to drugs, and I'm not supposed to say the word, and again, it infuriates me that YouTube does not allow us to say certain words, but you can cuss people out, call their mama all out of name, talk about people's dry coochie and all that stuff, and nothing happens. But yes, Letha, he went on a little walk down the street in the middle of the night in Los Angeles in his tidy whities, and was then picked up by the police and put in the hospital for an overdose. Apparently, it was someone in a car that just happened to drive up and saw him walking down the street in the middle of the night. So at this point in time, we don't know. It's assumed that it was just a regular person that just happened to see him. You know, I mean, if you've seen somebody walking down the street in the middle of the night and you got your phone, you know, chances are let me get this because my friend ain't gonna believe this. And then come to find out this is a celebrity. It's crazy. Fonda said he's not on rugs, he's a public fool. Actually, he's a public fool on rugs. It's unfortunately, but it is confirmed. It is confirmed. I don't have the thing back. I should have left it up on the screen. I don't know if he attacked a police officer or something. I know he was accosted by the police. I mean, they're supposed to do that anyway. If you walking down the street in your drawers. Goose and pina colada on the rocks. Is that for him or me? Oh, okay, let's see. Angelina says, do you remember when Erica walked in the streets dealing her clothes off down to her underwear? She got naked. The song was Window Seat. What? I've never heard of that. Who's that? Who's Erica? That's crazy business. How long ago did that happen? That is some crazy business. That's why I thought it QAM. Oh, that was for you last night. Oh, Erykah Badu. You know what? I completely forgot about that. Angelina, thank you so much for bringing that back to my remembrance. Erykah Badu, she sure did pull off some crazy stuff like that. But Erykah done got kind of weird too. They say she's a witch, allegedly. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit. She can call Tyrone all she wants. She better call Jesus. Shoot, I used to love Tyrone. Matter of fact, that video, it's funny you brought up Erykah Badu. That video, that Tyrone video, if you ever get a chance to see it, I was at that concert on the front row. And you can't really see me because the cameras go by so fast. But when she made that video, as a matter of fact, it was done at an outdoor concert that was put on by, he was a basketball player by the name of Sam Perkins. He used to play for the Seattle Supersonics. And he put this concert. It was a free concert. It was beautiful. Well, it was free to me. But it was a concert, and Erykah Badu was the closing act. And that's when she introduced that song to the public. She made a video at that concert. And I just happened to be there with my family. I brought my boys, my husband, and we were all sitting there, standing there, because it was standing room only. Yes, Faith. Okay, so Kathy said she's going to be here at the Hollywood Bowl. I won't be attending. Fonda says, when I was out there, I must have been using bull. I never walked the street in my panties. It would take, I would have to be obliterated out of my mind to do something like that. Oh, it's possible, Benjamin. It's possible. Take it from me. I've been there and done that. I'll be the first to tell you. Can't nobody tell my story like me. I used to be on those substances in my 20s. And you would have looked at me and you'd have never known it. Very clean. Went to work every day. Until, of course, I just couldn't take it no more. And I let the substance get the best of me and ended up homeless. You know, we've all had our time in our youth. Unfortunately, that thing over in Canada, she doesn't seem to understand that, you keep on living, you're going to go through something in some point in time in your life if you haven't already. Ain't nobody's life completely and utterly perfect. If you ain't gone through nothing, then what do you have to appreciate it for? Yes, functioning addiction, Benjamin. Functioning addiction. So it's quite plausible that he would strip down to his drawers and walk down the street in them. It's very plausible. Kathy says, Auntie, she was 3 hours later and blamed us never again at her. I don't blame you, Kat. You saying Erykah Badu was 3 hours late? Because I know there's another artist that does that quite a bit. What's her name? Oh, here I go with my geriatric brain. Lauryn Hill. I remembered. Kind of from the same time sector. Got the nerve to charge all that money to come to their concerts, and then they want to sit there and be 2-3 hours late and get an attitude about it. I wouldn't doubt it, Angelina. He probably did get that idea from her. But something ain't right upstairs to just strip down like that in the streets of LA. No. Some folk don't care what your name is. They'll take you down. Now, he may not have anything in his pockets, but he can be made to take them to where he's got goods. It don't take nothing. Lauryn Hill. And I love Lauryn Hill's voice. I really do. I love Lauryn Hill. I hate the stank attitude, though. That holier than thou. I won't even say holier than thou. I'm bigger than who I profess to be, I guess. I'm bigger than what I used to be. No, baby, you'll never be that big. Not that big as in the past. You good now, but your time, your height in the industry is depleted a little bit. If she stuck to her family life as growing up Haitian immigrant in Canada is an interesting story. Even Stone said it. Concentrate on herself, her own material. You talking about who we talking about? Because there's a couple of Haitian immigrants in Canada that I know about. Yes, I was a Fugees fan back in the day too, Dawn. Ooh la la la. So, Benjamin, can you tell me who you're specifically talking about? Is it Erykah Badu? Is it Lauryn Hill? Or is it? Catherine says Lauryn Hill does that as well. However, when Madonna was late, she was sued. They need to do that to Lauryn and Erykah as well. Maybe they would show up on time then. They should show up on time. Okay, Benjamin. Yep, I understand now. Yeah, I believe that too, Angela. Child, she could care less what folks think. As long as she get that money. As long as she got that check. And quiet as it's kept, I heard that it's not all that it used to be anyway. Oh, Kathy. Leela James is the truth. Leela James is the truth, y'all. She right. Don't stop sleeping on Leela. Whitney was most known for best down-to-earth singer. But yeah, Whitney, when she started doing her little, crack is whack stage, she even, it was sad to see her on stage, literally skin and bones. I'll never forget that. And I'm glad that she was at least on the upturn before she met her demise. I'll just say it like that. Yeah. Yep. Let me get back up here. Yep, there's a lot of folks that really need to. Wait a minute. Kathy says, yes, I saw her last week. Fantastic. Who did you see last week, Kathy? Was it Leela? Was it Lauryn Hill? Or was it Erykah Badu? Oh my goodness, you lost respect for Jill Scott and Alicia Keys. What I heard they did. I did not hear about that, Benjamin. I didn't hear any of that. Wow. Hello, Anthony. How are you, sweetie? Well, that is amazing. Well, despite it all, he's young. He's a young man. And I'm hoping and praying that he gets his life together. It's certainly going in the wrong direction right now. But ain't nothing too hard for God. He just needs the right people in his corner. He just needs to get the right people in his corner to steer him in the right direction. You know what? I heard about that Angelina, and I don't, I really don't, I don't buy into that conspiracy stuff anymore. I know that the industry, I will say this, one thing about the industry, it's a very demonic industry to work in. If you ain't got your head on right, it can take you down. But one thing is for sure, that our black entertainers are working themselves to the bone. They're working themselves into the bone. And I believe that has everything to do with discrimination and racism in the industry. But I don't believe that every death of a black celebrity has got to be involved with some kind of mysterious, what do you call it? Sacrificing, or someone's gonna do them in because it's their time, or I really don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now, I believe there's some crazy stuff going on. I heard someone say that Gladys took that oath, and now her time is up. I don't know. I don't believe that. I really don't. Everybody that's in the industry did not necessarily take that blood oath. Actually, Angelina, it was Gladys's son that filed the complaint against her husband of abusing her. So it's not her son that is allegedly abusing her. The alleged abuser is her husband, not her son. Let me get my camera back on. I've been unfinished that cigarette. Yeah, just to be clear, the allegation of elder abuse is not against her son. It's against her husband, her current husband. And there is a video out with her son speaking on that matter. He's very concerned about the elder abuse that he feels her current husband is inflicting on her, making her tour still, cracking that whip on her, so to speak. So yes, Catherine is correct. Her son filed the elder abuse charges against her husband in the state of Georgia. Her son is not abusing her. So, but this is a clear example, Angelina, and this is nothing against you, but this is how things get twisted. It's, I don't know what they call it, but it's just, you can tell something to one person, and by the time it gets to the 10th person, it's going to be something totally different than what it started out to be. So, but you're absolutely, you are definitely barking down up the right tree, so to speak. That yes, that allegation is out there about her. Yeah. But again, there's so much, especially back in the Motown days and after that, the 70s, these record labels literally dogged out black artists more so than the white ones. You see Patti LaBelle out there on the road. Even though they say Patti does it because she loves it, Patti don't have to do it if she don't. Look, Patti ain't broke. Shaka Khan, they got Shaka Khan out there. They got Stephanie Mills out there. They doing this because they got to pay their bills. Okay, Angelina, I understand. But do you see how that could be misconstrued? Diana Ross, you're absolutely right. Absolutely, Benjamin. You got a very good point there, Retretta. Let me share that on the screen. Auntie, I wonder if people read what they signed, or if they were so excited they signed and didn't read. So we don't know if these celebrities knew what was going on with the money. You are absolutely right with that. Perfect example. Tony Braxton. Here's another example. Oh my God. Frankie Lyman. They get these young black artists that have all this talent, and they think that, they're just excited to be able to get out there and be famous, not knowing what they're signing away. Oh, okay, Charles. Hi, Charles Spears. Good to see you. Charles says it's not true. She addressed the rumors today and told her son to mind his business. Okay. See? People get out there and start reporting things, not having all the information. And then what happens? A whole conspiracy theory out there. Faith says the white ones were able to get out of their contracts. Black people couldn't pay the industry. They had to sign more contracts, living above their means, trying to have an over-the-top show. And yes, you're right. Look at TLC. Perfect example. They were three young girls just excited to be accepted into the business. Prince, of all people, as talented as he was, he finally came out there and said it. He said, remember he wrote the word slave on his face? Remember that, y'all? And he explained what that meant. When you get into this business, you know you're owned like a slave. And he's not equating it with the slavery that black people know in terms of being brought over to this country as slaves to build this country. But in the industry, unless you know what you really sign in and have the proper legal backup, someone that's going to be there to educate you and work on your behalf to your benefit. They get them young and talented, and they're just happy to be in business. And then look what happened with Prince. Prince blew up. He blew up humongously. That's not even a word. Yes, he finally got his catalog back. Now, I could see something happening to Prince before I see something happening to Gladys Knight. And that's because if he got his catalog back, that's money out of the industry's pockets. That's in his pockets. Benjamin says, I believe Whitney's troubles were a long time coming, but I knew she asked for some rights to some of her music, and that's when Clive got pissed. He was loaning her money as it was. Then he got angry. See? Oh my goodness, Retretta. Auntie, I went to school with Frankie Lyman in New York City, junior high. They would practice after school in the park on Edgecombe Avenue. Frankie Lyman. You went to school with Frankie Lyman. Wow, that is amazing, Retretta. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Yes, that boy could sing, but my goodness, look what happened to him. Yes, Benjamin, you're absolutely right. Even George Michael, who was white, had troubles with his rights, and he complained. Yep, his 3 wives, Barbara. Well, Catherine, honestly, I can honestly say Angie Stone and Malcolm are two different situations. And I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. I believe that Malcolm Jamal Warner's death was a serious accident. Now, there are questions about, why, all these different stories floating around. That's part of the problem. All these people have all these different stories. I can't remember how he died, Brenda. How George Michael died. I loved him. He was a good-looking white boy, wasn't he? Hi, those of you that are just tuning in. I'm sorry I didn't catch everybody. Sometimes I get to talking and I don't see everybody. So welcome all those that are coming in. That if I didn't speak to you, charge it to my head, not my heart. The thing about Malcolm Jamal is that Malcolm went swimming, and he went in an area that was not covered with lifeguards. This was a very vast body of water. You see what I'm saying? And I can speak on this because a lot of you probably already know that's how I lost my son, to the very exact same thing that happened to Malcolm Jamal Warner. The only difference is that my son was up here and Malcolm was in Costa Rica. But those undercurrents are no joke. Those undercurrents can take down the best, especially in Costa Rica. So I honestly believe that Malcolm Jamal Warner's death was an unfortunate, tragic accident. Angie Stone, on the other hand, and this again is all just an opinion. It's my own opinion. Doesn't mean that my word is bond or anything. Okay. George Michael had heart failure and fatty liver disease. Okay. I never understood what killed him. Because back then they was trying to say he had AIDS. So yes, those waters are fierce in Costa Rica. They're notorious. Their undercurrents are notorious. And from what I understand, there were signs out there in some of these areas where the vast majority of people were not swimming in that area. Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad's mother died today. She was in her hundreds. Woo! Really? Well, rest in peace, Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad's mom. Okay, you guys hold on. I think my husband's knocking on the door. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. Somebody was banging on my front door. And I thought maybe my husband had left or something. God, I forgot where I was. I done lost my train of thought. 102 years old. What a blessing. What a blessing to live that long. Wow. Well, one thing is for sure. Oh, I know what I was saying about Angie. Angie's situations was a little different because she came out with those live streams saying someone was stealing her royalties, and then a week later she's gone. That looks funny on the surface. I mean, that looks really crazy on the surface. So I can understand why people would be more inclined to think that something, negative went down. But after digging into that case so much, we do know about Lethal and his background. We know what they were driving, what they were riding in. And I'll just give you my own personal theory. I believe that Lethal flipped that van over to try to get paid by Mercedes. And I think that 18-wheeler was just a fluke that just came along. It's other things happened during that accident that the timing, you'd have to be a magician to time some of that stuff. Now, Pillsbury being parked on the side of the road, that's just a nosy person that wants to come out and help. And yes, she probably pulled over to the side of the road, didn't pull over enough, and made that 18-wheeler swerve to not hit her. And in the process, plunged into the van. I don't think that part was planned. I don't think that it was intentional of Lethal to kill Angie. But I think that it was his initial acts that resulted in her death, yes. He is the reason why she's gone. He is the reason why she's gone. There were 9 people on that van, and she's the only one that left, but she was the most unhealthy of all those people. She had health issues. So, there's all kind of ways to look at it. I'm like this. We can pick stories apart. We can try to dissect them and make them fall into a certain narrative that behooves us to believe that something went on that may or may not have gone on. But we know who really knows, right? We live in a time right now where everything is entertainment. Benjamin made a very good point too. Whitney had tons of cash. Her cash was constantly going to family. I believe people were using her for many years. She also blew through tons of cash. It's common among users, and that's true. It is hard to keep track of your expenses when you're high. And then Fonda. I'm trying to be serious, and this child always makes me laugh. Pillsbury was looking for $20 in a food stamp card. Oh my goodness. She dropped her EBT card several miles back, so oh my goodness. But seriously, I just think that not every death, every celebrity death is not a conspiracy. I just don't. Yes, rest in peace, Andy Stone. He said on the news that his friend was there who was a doctor, and the doctor performed life-saving efforts on his surfboard. Okay, so who was that, Barbara? You talking about the lifeguard in Costa Rica? And this is the other thing about people when they come upon a tragic situation such as that. They want people to know that they were involved. Just like this lifeguard dude. I was there. I was there. And then sometimes they regret giving interviews and stuff because then people started looking at them like, well, what did you have to do with it? You got to be careful how you involve yourself. Benjamin, I don't believe that one bit. I'm sorry. Are you talking about the part they said that he was surfing at 4:30 in the morning? You couldn't get me to. No, I don't buy that one. I don't buy that one. There's too many stories out there. My son died the same way, and someone once said to me, well, your son is not a celebrity. No, he don't have to be a celebrity. But just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean that somebody's out to get you or delete you. The chief of police said, well, you know what, Barbara, here's my problem with the chief of police. How can I say this without making it sound like I'm digging on somebody? I'm going to leave my comment to myself. I'm going to leave my comment to myself because I find it difficult to believe that a chief of police is going to just talk to any old body just because they're from America. I'm going to leave all that Malcolm Jamal Warner stuff alone. I'm just going to only talk about things that can be verified or, not necessarily seem so, because I can't take everybody's word for everything that they say just because they said it. Just because somebody said something don't make it true. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. I know how easy it is to lose your life in a large body of water. I lost my son. And yes, he was a good swimmer. Yes, Barbara, I saw all that. That's a bit much to me. That's a bit much. So any content creator can just go to Costa Rica and the chief of police will just take them out on a field trip. I'm just saying. But that's just me. I'm just saying. But the bottom line is this. This happened in another country that we have no control over. And, Catherine said, the courts deal with facts, proof, and receipts. I now only believe things when they can be proven with receipts. Exactly, Catherine. And the thing about it is that in these other countries, sometimes they don't deal in receipts. Barbara, I don't know why they keep changing the story either. Maybe they just don't want people to know that they ain't all that down there. I mean, what better way to mess up your tourist dollars by announcing that a famous celebrity passed away in your beach? Exactly, Benjamin. See, we don't deal with things like they do in other countries. So it's hard for us to wrap our head around some of their the ways that they go about doing things. It was said to me that they don't do police reports, they just take notes. That's bull. I'm going to call that out right now and there. That's just BS. But if you don't take due diligence in your job on a certain level, of course you're going to kick the can down the road, hope everybody just doesn't care anymore, and you'll continue to bring in your tourist dollars. I believe that, Barbara. Only the Spanish news out there wrote about it and took pictures. But there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this story that I'm hearing from other people that, as it stands now, it's just hearsay to me. If you've got poor police activity, we don't know. Exactly. I think that's the case. They keep changing the story to keep us confused, and that it happened in Costa Rica. They don't want to lose these tourist dollars, because the first thing that's going to happen is, oh my goodness, we're not going to Costa Rica for vacation now, because they can't even solve a simple drowning accident without getting all the story messed up. Absolutely, Benjamin. See, it's more than just solving a mystery. It's about money. He was a famous actor in the United States, and probably there too. But you don't want to mess up your U.S. money coming in for tourism. That's a major money maker in those places. And they might just be getting a lot out of the publicity that they're getting in terms of the place that Malcolm Jamal Warner died. We don't know how they're treating this case, but it's up to us to think with a level head. It's up to us to think with a level. He was one of ours. He was ours. And when I say ours, I mean he was a brother from America. We grew up, many of us grew up, or our kids grew up on The Cosby Show. Theo Huxtable. He's like a family member. I'm sure that they do, Barbara. You'd be surprised. A lot of shows that were big here in America are big all over the world. They're big all over the world. I didn't catch that, Faith. I saw the headline though. But since we're talking about Malcolm Jamal, let me go ahead and share this video. This is from another YouTube channel by the name of Silent Legends. Apparently, and this came out 3 days ago, they finally opened Malcolm Jamal Warner's secret storage unit. And I thought that this might be something to share with you guys. It might be of interest to you. So, let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay. Make this screen a little larger. And pardon me in advance if any ads pop up, because I don't have it like that. I got too many subscriptions as it is. Okay, hold on just a second. Yes, Retretta, before I go, Auntie, also that part of the beach, no one goes there according to the receipts. The only one who knows is God. I saw that. Exactly. Exactly. That is exactly what I was trying to say earlier. Yes. So let me play this for you.
Jamal Warner, best known and beloved.
Let me turn this up for you.
On July 20th, 2025, all of Hollywood was stunned by the news that Malcolm Jamal Warner, the eldest son Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, had suddenly passed away in a drowning accident in Costa Rica. But the shock didn't end there. Right after the funeral, a private archive that Warner had kept for many years was opened. And what was inside left everyone frozen mementos from his glory days, never-before-seen family photos, handwritten letters filled with heartfelt words, along with clues to a life entirely different from the one under the spotlight. Video, because the most shocking part is waiting for you at the very end. From a Jersey City boy to America's eldest son. The archive that has just been opened does not only contain warm family photographs and stage memorabilia, but also preserves the very first pieces of an extraordinary journey, the childhood and origins of Malcolm Jamal Warner. To understand why he became a television icon in America, we need to return to the late summer of 1970, when everything began. Malcolm Jamal Warner was born on August 18, 1970, in Jersey City, New Jersey. During
Faith, are you saying that's AI? This video is AI generated? Is that what you're saying? How do you, I mean, what do you mean by AI generated? How it looks like it's AI generated. I don't understand what you mean by that. I'm just curious. AI for sure. I mean, just the picture looks fake. You guys ain't telling me why. Okay, I'm gonna play it anyway. Y'all,
a period when the United States was undergoing major social and cultural upheavals. His name was a meaningful combination. Malcolm after Malcolm X, the famous civil rights activist, and Jamal inspired by Ahmad Jamal, the legendary jazz pianist. From the moment he was born, his mother Pamela Warner placed her hopes in him to be strong, yet sensitive, committed, yet artistic. Malcolm grew up in a modest household. His parents divorced early, and he lived with his mother, who was both his support system and his first manager. Pamela noticed her son's passion for the arts when he was only 7 or 8 years old. Malcolm often stood in front of a mirror imitating characters from TV, memorizing every line. She enrolled him in acting classes, and later in the Professional Children's School in New York, a training ground for talented young performers. In 1979, at just 9 years old, Malcolm began landing small roles in TV commercials and children's theater. He quickly learned how to face the camera, control his gaze, and use his voice, skills that would later become the weapons that brought him his career-defining role. The turning point came in 1984. At the time, NBC was casting for a new family sitcom called The Cosby Show. Over 200 teenagers from across the country auditioned for the role of Theodore Theo Huxtable, the smart, kind-hearted, yet sometimes awkward eldest son. Malcolm, then only 13, beat them all. The role not only changed his life, but also became an iconic image of African-American youth on U.S. television. In its very first season, The Cosby Show became a phenomenon, topping the Nielsen ratings for years. Malcolm Jamal Warner was quickly nicknamed America's eldest son. In 1986, at just 16 years old, he earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, a rare honor for a teenage actor.
I find it really ironic that, I don't know, I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that, don't get me wrong. I watched the video. I didn't see it as clickbait or any of that. I didn't see it as AI, but everybody has their own opinion. Okay, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, just like some of the stuff that's being said about his demise is AI as far as I'm concerned, but it's not AI intelligence. It's something else I'm not going to say. So, you guys can determine whatever you'd like about this video. You guys don't, you don't have to watch it if you don't, if it insults you or something, just, you know, just don't watch it. Okay? But I think it's only fair to show something on the positive note of this man, other than dwelling on the fact that a whole bunch of conspiracy crap is out there about him that's not true. Now, that's my opinion.
Early success also meant heavy pressure. Malcolm still had to finish his high school education while filming 39 weeks a year. The packed schedule didn't stop him from nurturing his love of music. He learned to play the bass and was drawn to jazz, funk, and R&B. Friends recall that whenever he wasn't on set, Malcolm would visit New York jazz clubs to quietly learn from veteran musicians. His teenage years were a blend of ordinary life in New Jersey and the bright lights of Hollywood. His mother always reminded him, "Don't let the spotlight blind you. Remember who you are and where you come from." This upbringing helped Malcolm avoid the pitfalls that caused many child stars of his era to stumble. In the newly opened archive, people found many keepsakes tied to those early years. A photo of young Malcolm holding a bass guitar almost as big as himself. A ticket stub from an Ahmad Jamal concert in 1982 his mother took him to. And a note Pamela hurriedly wrote before that life-changing audition in 1984. "No matter the outcome, you've already made me proud." From a boy born in Jersey City in 1970, Malcolm Jamal Warner stepped into the Huxtable family's living room and became part of millions of childhoods. Those early years were not only the foundation for his 4-decade career, but also explain why, when the archive was finally opened, his past stirred such deep emotions around the world. The career journey of a multi-talented artist. From the turning point in 1984, Malcolm...
No, Lawanda, you didn't offend me at all. You didn't offend me. I just think that, you know, sometimes when people say things, it may come off as though it's something that's not meant to be perceived in that manner. I try to be very cognizant of what people, you know, perceive. And I'm not offended at all. I just think that, you know, by saying something is AI, it's saying it's fake. I'm trying to do something positive here, and throwing AI at me is like saying, "Oh, that's not real." Well, I don't think that the man died because somebody took him out. That ain't real. But I'm not rubbing it in nobody's face either. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not offended. I'm just making a valid point. Everything is not what it seems on both sides. If we're going to look at a certain video as being AI, then look at the whole story as possibly AI.
Jamal Warner entered a stage of his career that few teenage actors could ever experience. Loved by millions while standing at the center of one of the most successful sitcoms in U.S. television history. The Cosby Show aired continuously from September 20th, 1984 to April 30th, 1992, spanning 8 seasons with 197 episodes almost always topping the Nielsen ratings. Warner, who began as a 13-year-old boy, grew up before the public's eyes. From the colorful sweaters of the early seasons to the college student in the final episodes. For Warner, spending 8 years with a single character was a double-edged sword. On one hand, the role of Theo Huxtable brought him fame, steady income, and an Emmy nomination in 1986. On the other, he was keenly aware that without careful planning, he could be boxed in forever as the Huxtable family's eldest son. That's why even during The Cosby Show, Warner explored other opportunities. He directed several episodes, hosted teen-oriented specials, and sought projects outside the sitcom format. When The Cosby Show ended in 1992, Warner didn't choose to rest or bask in the glory. Instead, he immediately began shaping a new image. In 1996, he returned to television with the UPN sitcom Malcolm and Eddie, co-starring with Eddie Griffin. Running for 4 seasons, 1996-2000. The show proved Warner's natural comedic talent and strong on-screen chemistry with his co-star. During this period, he also directed many episodes showing skill in comedic timing and everyday storytelling. But Warner didn't limit himself to comedy. The 2000s marked a shift toward more dramatic roles from the series Jeremiah 2002-2004 and Read Between the Lines 2011 to Major Crimes 2015. Each role was a step away from the shadow of Theo Huxtable, expanding the depth of his acting. Music, his passion since childhood, became a parallel career path. Warner played bass for his band Miles Long, released jazz and spoken word albums, and performed at numerous events. In 2015, he joined Robert Glasper and Lala Hathaway to win the Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance with Jesus Children. It was proof that he was not only an actor, but also a musician recognized by industry peers. Warner's television career continued to flourish in the 2010s and 2020s. Starting in 2018, he impressed audiences as Dr. A.J. Austin in Fox's medical drama The Resident. This talented, blunt, and sometimes prickly doctor was a far cry from Theo Huxtable, proving that Warner had successfully redefined himself for a new generation of viewers. In addition to acting and music, Warner worked as a producer-director and even launched his own podcast, Not All Hood, in 2024. It became a space for him to share honest, thoughtful perspectives on culture, society, and art. The latest episode, posted on Instagram on July 18, 2025, just 2 days before his death, has now become a memorial wall for fans worldwide. Over more than 40 years in the business, Warner proved he was no former child star, but a multi-talented and enduring artist. He acted in more than 30 films and television series, directed numerous episodes of popular sitcoms, released music albums, won a Grammy, and made his mark in multiple creative fields. Looking back, it's clear that from America's eldest son in 1984, Malcolm Jamal Warner grew into a well-rounded artist, one who knew how to preserve his integrity, reinvent himself, and always respect his audience. And in the secret archive just opened the old film contracts, behind-the-scenes photos from Malcolm and Eddie, and his 2015 Grammy ticket all vividly portray a career that was both dazzling and full of challenges, the fruits of over 4 decades in the business. When looking into Malcolm Jamal Warner's secret archive alongside his acting memorabilia, people also found clear evidence of the financial success he had built up after more than 40 years dedicated to the arts. According to multiple estimates in 2025, Warner's net worth was around $6 million, an impressive figure for an actor who began his career as a teenager and maintained it steadily for decades. Most of this wealth came from his earnings in films and television series. At the height of The Cosby Show, Warner's per-episode salary is believed to have increased season by season, especially as the show consistently topped the Nielsen ratings. With a total of 197 episodes aired between 1984 and 1992, this provided a stable income and a foundation for him to invest in personal projects. After The Cosby Show, Warner continued to secure high-value contracts with Malcolm and Eddie Reid, Between the Lines, The Resident, and more. Beyond acting, he also earned royalties when these shows were rebroadcast or distributed through streaming platforms. Music also contributed to his wealth. Albums and performances with his band Miles Long, as well as collaborations with major artists like Robert Glasper and Lala Hathaway, brought in significant revenue. In particular, winning a Grammy Award in 2015 not only boosted his reputation, but also increased the value of his performance contracts. Inside the archive, people discovered yellowed signed contracts, payment statements from studios, and even property ownership certificates. Warner was reportedly the owner of a home in Los Angeles, and a small apartment on the East Coast, places where he could retreat to rest or work when needed.
These are some of the things that were discovered in his storage, paperwork and things of that nature that was in storage covering these years of his career.
Some industry sources also mentioned his investments in independent film production and several community arts projects, reflecting his desire to leave a legacy beyond acting. What stood out was that despite having solid financial means, Warner always lived discreetly, never flaunting his wealth. No fleets of supercars, no lavish mansions splashed across magazines. He chose a modest lifestyle focusing on family and work. That's why when the archive revealed his financial documents and assets, many were struck by Warner's prudence and discipline in money management, something rare for a star who rose to fame in his teens. And then, among those financial papers, people began to uncover another part of the story. One Warner had intentionally kept from the public: a secret wife and child, a deeply private personal life, and the intense pressures of the entertainment industry. When pieced together, these secrets painted a completely different picture of the man behind the public image. The secrets kept hidden inside the newly opened archive, alongside yellowed film contracts, handwritten music notes, and behind-the-scenes photos. There runs a common thread: Malcolm Jamal Warner spent his life controlling the boundary between the stage and his private world. He showed the world only what was necessary to sustain a career that lasted more than 40 years, keeping the rest, his family, his feelings, even moments of exhaustion under pressure, in a place few were ever allowed to enter. These were not shocking twist secrets, but a set of values he steadfastly upheld, protecting his loved ones, preserving peace, and never letting the spotlight distort real life. At the heart of that silence was a secret marriage. In 2015, through a mutual friend...
Good night, Angelina Harris. I'll see you tomorrow, sweetheart. Have a good evening. Love you.
Warner met a lawyer living in Connecticut. They began as friends without pressure or calculation. Over time, their feelings deepened. In a rare moment on the podcast Hot and Bothered, Warner shared, "I laid it all out, told her everything. Then one day I asked, 'What do you think about getting married?' For him, that moment was the answer to every doubt. This was the right person." Around 2016 or 2017, they quietly tied the knot. No press release, no wedding photos in magazines, not even a single social media post. For Warner, it wasn't a game of hide and seek with the media, but a sacred right to let his family live as ordinary people. In 2017, their only daughter was born. On July 2nd of that year, Warner posted a black and white photo holding his newborn with the caption, "Peaceful time," with family takes on a whole new meaning now. It was one of the rare occasions the public caught a glimpse of his private world. A moment simple, yet profound. From then on, he spoke of his family sparingly. A few casual lines about a weekend at home, a warm dinner, a note about teaching his daughter through presence, but never a name or a face. For someone who had lived under the camera's gaze since age 13, when he landed the role of Theo Huxtable in 1984, this intentional disappearing act was his way of protecting what mattered most. Before marriage, Warner had experienced public romances that were both beautiful and intense enough to leave their mark on his biography. The most famous first love was with Michelle Thomas, his co-star who played Justine Phillips on The Cosby Show. They dated from 1988 into the early 1990s, remaining close friends afterward. When Michelle died of stomach cancer in 1998, Warner was by her side until the very end. Many years later, in 2015, he wrote on Instagram, "If there was ever an angel who walked amongst us mere mortals, this woman was it." These words were not just nostalgia. They reflected his deep respect for past relationships. Then came a 7-year relationship with Karen Molina White, 2000 to 2007, also a Cosby Show co-star. Marriage rumors were constant, but Karen denied them, describing it as a long, solid relationship without paperwork or fanfare. His final relationship before marrying was with Oscar-winning actress Regina King. They had known each other since the 1980s.
The narrator's probably AI generated.
But only began dating in 2011. They lived together for a time, becoming one of Hollywood's most admired couples. However, on Valentine's Day, 2013, they suddenly split. Regina later revealed she was completely blindsided, and when Warner sent flowers with the note, "I still love you," she threw them straight into the trash. Warner remained silent, no explanations, no public sparring. That silence viewed today seems part of a consistent pattern, ending with respect, never turning old love into tabloid fodder. Alongside love, Warner faced professional pressures few could imagine. He once admitted there was a period when he hated playing Theo, not because of the scripts, but out of fear of being typecast forever. With 197 episodes aired from 1984 to 1992, The Cosby Show had made him America's big brother, but it also cast a shadow too large over his career path. He chose to break free through action, rather than words, directing several Cosby Show episodes starring in the sitcom Malcolm and Eddie 1996-2000, and later taking on dramatic roles in Read Between the Lines' Major Crimes, and especially as Dr. A.J. Austin in The Resident from 2018. Another shock came from outside, when the Bill Cosby scandal erupted. The Huxtable family image collapsed in the public eye. Warner was not involved, but as part of that legacy, he was deeply affected. "It's heartbreaking to see something once so pure in people's hearts become tarnished," he said. He didn't loudly explain or defend, instead focusing on work, letting his roles and music speak for him. Music, his lifelong parallel passion, also became an outlet. He played bass, formed the band Miles Long, released albums, and performed widely. In 2015, he, Robert Glasper, and Lala Hathaway won a Grammy for Jesus Children. It was a milestone confirming that he was not just a former child star who could sing, but a true artist recognized by his peers. To endure under pressure.
Yeah, Barbara, I caught that too. His wife is an actress, not an attorney, unless he married somebody before her. I've never heard of this attorney woman.
Warner built his own defense system. First, he controlled public information. He gave interviews about his craft and projects, but sidestepped deep questions about family. When compelled to mention his wife and daughter, he used only general terms, like "my wife" and "my daughter," focusing on values rather than details. Second, he regulated his life rhythm during The Resident's production. He often arranged his schedule, so weekends were fully for family, avoiding unnecessary public events.
Faith, his wife's name is Tanisha Torres, and she's an actress. She's not an attorney. I don't know where they got that information from in this video.
Third, he took ownership of his narrative. In 2024, he launched the podcast Not All Hood, where he spoke on culture, society, and art in his own way, free from the sensational lens of the media.
So was she an attorney before she became an actress, Barbara? They were saying that she was an attorney in the beginning. Are you saying of the video or just in general? Because I caught that too. Because she's not an attorney. She's an actress. So was she once an actress, once an attorney, or is that wrong? Because that one is not, to my knowledge, his wife was not an attorney. She was an actress.
On July 18, 2025, he posted a new podcast episode on Instagram. Just 2 days later, on July 20th, 2025, tragedy struck. Malcolm Jamal Warner died in a drowning accident at Playa Cocos Beach, Costa Rica, at the age of 54. He had been on vacation with his family. His daughter was rescued in time, but Warner was swept away by a rip current. Death came swiftly, unexpectedly, leaving a deep void in the hearts of his fans. When that curtain of privacy fell for good, the public realized the secrets he kept were not to provoke curiosity, but to protect what mattered most. The right for his family to live in peace, the right for past loves to remain respected, the right for himself to breathe in an industry obsessed with scrutiny. And that is why, when the secret archive was opened, the unseen family photos, the handwritten letters to his wife, the personal reminders reading, "Protect what matters most. Don't let the spotlight blind you," became moments that left everyone still. They were not just artifacts, but proof of how Malcolm Jamal Warner lived loving deeply, but choosing to live quietly. The fateful moment at Playa Cocals on July 20th, 2025. The news of Malcolm Jamal Warner's death swept through entertainment newsrooms. But it wasn't just fans who were stunned. All of Hollywood fell silent. According to the official report from Costa Rica's National Police, Warner was vacationing with his wife and daughter in the country's Caribbean region. That morning, the family visited Playa Cocals, a beach both famous for its beauty and notorious for dangerous rip currents. The weather was perfect clear skies, gentle waves enough to make people assume it was safe. Witnesses recalled that Warner entered the water with his daughter. While they were playing close to shore, both were suddenly pulled out by a strong rip current. Locals and lifeguards responded quickly. His daughter was brought to safety, but Warner was carried farther out. By the time he was found and brought back to shore, his heart had stopped. Medical personnel tried to resuscitate him on the spot and en route to the hospital, but it was too late. The coroner's report confirmed the cause of death as drowning due to asphyxiation, with no signs of injury or anything unusual. A family source said Warner went quickly, without suffering a small comfort amid the overwhelming shock. Despite clear information from Costa Rican authorities, Warner's death left behind lingering questions. Some fans wondered how could he, a former athlete in his youth who kept himself in good shape, fail to escape the current. Others noted that just 2 days earlier, he had been full of energy, even planning the next season of his podcast. Speculation began to spread on social media forums. Some suggested he might have had an undiagnosed health issue that made him lose strength faster in the water. Others latched onto the detail of the secret archive being opened right afterward, spinning elaborate theories that Warner was guarding something too big, and that his death wasn't entirely an accident. His family and close friends firmly rejected all conspiracy theories. His mother, Pamela Warner, issued a brief statement calling the rumors baseless and hurtful, stressing, "My son passed away in an unexpected accident. There is no mystery beyond the grief of those left behind." Still, the combination of three factors, a sudden death, the immediate opening of a secret archive, and a life lived largely in privacy, turned the story of Warner's final hours into something haunting. It wasn't a mystery in the criminal sense, but an emotional one. How could a man so alive preparing for new projects simply vanish in a few short minutes beneath the waves? A private funeral was held in the US a week later, attended only by family and close friends. No media, no photographs. Every tribute spoke of Warner's warmth, devotion to family, and professional perseverance. Hundreds of thousands of messages and memorial posts poured in online, turning his social media page into a wall of memories where fans left their final goodbyes. And then, when it seemed everything had come to a close, details from inside the archive, from handwritten letters and never-before-seen family photos, to deeply personal notes were revealed, sparking a fresh wave of conspiracy theories. That, in turn, led to the next chapter in the story, the theories and rumors surrounding the mystery he left behind. Conspiracy theories surrounding the hidden mysteries. In the days following the news of Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing, social media and fan forums lit up with speculation. At first, the conversation centered on grief and loss, but within days it veered in another direction, fueled by reports that his secret archive had been opened immediately after the funeral. On YouTube videos, Reddit threads, and pop culture podcasts, people began spinning a wide range of theories. One group believed the archive contained sensitive material about the behind-the-scenes world of The Cosby Show, particularly from the period before and after Bill Cosby's scandal broke. They pointed to Warner's past admission that he felt heartbroken watching the Huxtable family image collapse, and speculated that he might have held stories never made public. Another theory focused on his private life. Because Warner had a secret marriage and never revealed the identity of his wife or child, some imagined the archive contained photographs, letters, or information that could change how the public saw him. A few tabloid-style entertainment outlets even published blurry images or leaked documents allegedly from the archive, but none could be traced to a credible source. More sensational theories suggested Warner had been preparing to release a documentary or memoir exposing the darker side of the entertainment industry, and that his death was too coincidental to ignore. This idea was fueled by the fact that he had launched the podcast Not All Hood in 2024, and had in recent episodes hinted at untold stories he planned to share. However, these theories faced two major roadblocks. First, the Costa Rican coroner's report concluded his death was purely accidental drowning with no evidence of foul play or intoxicants. Second, Warner's family, especially his mother, Pamela Warner, repeatedly denied any speculation, stating firmly that there is no hidden truth about the cause of his death. Investigative journalists also weighed in. Reputable outlets such as People AP News and Variety all confirmed that the archive was simply a collection of personal mementos, family photos, handwritten letters, film contracts, music composition notes, and a few keepsakes from his most famous roles. No explosive documents or mysterious evidence were ever verified. But in an era where rumors travel faster than facts, corrections rarely have the same grip as speculation. For many, especially those who grew up watching The Cosby Show, Warner was more than an actor. He was a piece of their youth. And when someone so deeply woven into the fabric of their memories dies suddenly, it's easy to cling to conspiracy theories as a way of delaying the acceptance of loss. In the end, perhaps the greatest mystery Malcolm Jamal Warner left behind was not in the archive, nor in any untold story, but in the way he lived discreetly independently and always protecting what mattered most to him. He left this world as he had lived in it quietly, without spectacle, leaving behind an artistic legacy and a set of questions that perhaps never needed answers at all. Malcolm Jamal Warner may be gone, but what he left behind is more than the role of Theo Huxtable, more than the music or the awards. It's a life message. Love deeply live, kindly, and protect what matters most at all costs. His life, from the dazzling lights to the quiet moments behind them, stands as proof that sometimes the most valuable things aren't what we put on display, but what we choose to keep safe. If you want to keep exploring real-life stories and untold secrets about the stars you love, hit like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss a single video.
Hello, Michelle. Michelle, how are you? Well, there you have it. Yes, it would be nice if he could rest peacefully, and I think he will, regardless of all the hell that's broke loose here on Earth. I hope that video kind of brought back the whole meaning of his life rather than the story surrounding why he's no longer here. Yeah, that that was one of my favorite ones. Gartrell Gordon Gartrell sweater. Absolutely. So the next thing I do want to address, though, before we end the live, we're gonna bring Barbara Weaver up so she can have a few words to speak about her cousin, Mia Sims. We did a little piece on her yesterday, and this is Mia Sims is Barbara Weaver's little cousin, and I would like for her to be able to come forward and share with you what she wants to share about her little cousin. Barbara, I'm going to put the link in the chat, okay? Let me get the link up. I'll put it in the chat for you. There you go. And if you want to come up and say whatever's on your mind, sweetheart, about your cousin. It's very unfortunate that this beautiful young lady was gunned down unnecessarily. But thank God that they got the guy. You know, and the family, they're still going to go through their grief. They're still going to go through their grief. But us as a family, we need to be able to support our family members. Hello, Barbara.
Hey, Auntie.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
thank you so much for yesterday.
Oh, you are so welcome.
I had forgotten to ask everybody that I'm a member at to put it on their live.
Uh-huh.
And when I remembered, I was asking Stone.
Yeah.
Told me to send everything over to him. And as soon as I sent it, I checked Facebook and saw that he was
Oh,
captured during that same few little minutes
right, right.
out here in California.
Wow. What timing.
That's something else. We had already decided to post him all over social media
Uh-huh.
because we knew that, he's running from that charge,
Uh-huh.
telling where he might end up in the United States.
Right. So you guys knew who the assailant was prior to him being
Her
caught.
uncle, the mayor, knew. He went to school with his dad.
Oh.
Jackson is a very small place.
Uh-huh. Wow.
He
See, I
just
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
who he was,
Uh-huh.
aiming at.
Right.
Let me cut my TV off.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that
he didn't know
you
who.
guys knew.
He just young people being careless with gun with pow
Uh-huh.
pows,
Yep. Yep.
and
Bottom line.
he ruined 2 families.
Wow. That's awful.
It's so sad because she had just came from Atlanta
Uh-huh.
with my niece, my brother's daughter. Their
Right.
birthdays are like 2 days apart, so they were celebrating their
Mm.
birthdays. She hadn't even unpacked yet.
Wow. That's awful.
She got home Saturday, and Sunday it happened.
Jesus. I'm so sorry. Well, she was a beautiful, beautiful young lady with a lot of life ahead of her.
Yeah, she had a lot of plans, but I guess God saw what we didn't see,
Otherwise, yeah, absolutely. And that's
And
what,
the
I'm
thing
sorry,
is,
go
when
ahead.
she went to church that
Uh-huh.
Sunday, before she went out to have her pancakes,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the church gave her a big hug. Like, that was so strange to me. I didn't pay any attention until after I found out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like they knew she wasn't coming back in or something. Even the pastor came down. Well, the pastor is her uncle. He came down and gave her a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And she went out, and they were like still reading, and they were all standing up praising God.
Right.
And as they sat down, it got kind of quiet, and I heard the 4 pow pow shots.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like loud, but I heard them, 4 of them.
Right.
And that's when another little girl, she had went outside, and she came back in and whispered to her mom. And somebody heard what she said, and they all jumped up and ran outside. This particular Sunday, her mom was at church, and she never went. But she went this particular Sunday.
Isn't that
and
something?
She held her before, so she got to see her mother in the end.
Oh, my goodness.
Her grandma feels bad because she made those pancakes.
But, oh my God.
They're all God-fearing people. So it's just hard for the family, because she's gone.
Right. That's a lot to have to wrap your head around.
Yeah. She's my first cousin's granddaughter.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. Well,
her.
You have all of our condolences. You and your family have our full condolences.
I'll
And
tell her grandma that you talked about it on your live.
absolutely. Yeah, and by all means, share yesterday's replay with her so she can watch it.
Yes.
Because man, that's a hard one. That's a very hard one to deal with.
It's so sad when they take little young people out like that. They're just starting to live.
And it's young people doing it to young people.
Yeah. She had just graduated like 19 days before.
Jeez.
Graduated high school and turned 18 6 days before.
Wow. I understand how daunting that is, to have
they raised her in the word, so that's the good thing. And
Yeah.
her service is on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. How can
I
we
did
find it?
it's Mia, just her name, Mia Sims. I didn't go to Michigan. My sister went, but I
Uh-huh.
watched it live. And I told my sister, I said, I've never seen a service where they keep the casket open the whole time.
Yeah, they don't do that very much anymore, but
No,
some
they close it.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept it open, and my little cousin and her mom closed it at
Uh-huh.
the end.
Wow.
But yeah,
Wow.
the whole town came together for them, so that was a good
Right.
thing.
That's a beautiful thing too. And
Hmm.
I mean to tell you that, ooh, you just never know when you've got young people in your family like that. I got an 18-year-old
You
grandson. He
froze.
he came home, or he came to my house. He called me at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday
I couldn't
night.
hear you, Auntie.
I said, I can understand how having young people in the family can keep you on edge about them being out there. You know, they don't
You
have to
keep
be in those streets. You know what
you
I'm
keep
saying?
freezing.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Okay. We have to keep these kids uplifted and pray, especially those that are not involved with a lot of nonsense, because a bullet has no name on it. A bullet has no name on it. My grandson called me at 1 o'clock in the morning Saturday night and asked if he could come over. And I said, well, yeah, come on over. And he came over, and he was, he was a little shaken. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, honey, what's wrong? He said, oh, I got to stop going out with my friend. And I'm like, tell me what happened. And he went on to tell me that his friend takes a pow with him everywhere he goes. And apparently there was people at some little party or something that this friend is beefing with. And he just got really nervous that something was going to pop off. So he left. And nothing happened. But I told him, I said, that's God's way of letting you know that you need to back off. I know you're young and you want to live your life and stuff, but there's just some things you're going to have to discontinue. You know, he's in his word and everything, but some places you just can't go anymore. Some people you have to cut yourself off from because of what they're involved with. So it's no joke being a young person in today's world. Not at all. Are you still there, Barbara? Can you guys hear me in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. Absolutely. It could be just something innocent as going to somebody's birthday party. You can't be too careful nowadays. Because look, a bunch of them showed up at a prayer service, a Bible study. A group of gang members showed up at a Bible study at someone's house and tried to turn up there. That's the kind of demonic world we living in right now. Satan don't care where he goes. All he want to do is steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah, Barbara, it looks like it bumped you out or something. You can come back up if you want. I can redo the I can put you back up. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to come back. There you go. Uh-oh. It just went away again. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time, Barbara. Wow. Faith said, it's funny you say that, Auntie. My nephew was killed going to my niece's birthday party. Innocent. He was a good young man. Exactly. Satan is taking them out left and right. They can be good kids, bad kids, doesn't matter. He's not, he doesn't care. He's out to steal, kill, and destroy. And we got to pour into these young people and let them know who their Redeemer is. That's terrible. That is so terrible, Faith. I am so sorry. Hello, Barbara. You back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Something happened because you were breaking up as you were talking. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my son kept calling me too, so maybe that caused it.
Oh, that might have, yeah, that happens a lot. When someone calls on your phone and breaks
Can you hear
up
me?
the stream. Yes, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I think it's on your end, sweetheart. Wow. Well, Faith, I am so sorry that happened. I am so sorry that happened. But it's just indicative of what kind of world we live in right now. We got to protect our young people. And if all we can do is just pour into them, pour the word into them and get them to understand, life ain't over when you leave this earth. But you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared spiritually. Well, I think Barbara's having some technical difficulties, guys.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there you are. I hear
I'm
you
back. I was just writing that I'm going to go back into the chat.
Oh, okay.
Because of these technical difficulties.
Okay.
Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate everything.
Oh, not a problem,
it touched
sweetheart.
my heart, just to have her talked about on a worldwide stage.
Absolutely.
It was really sad.
So we're going to continue to put justice for Mia Sims at every opportunity, just like we did for Angie. We're going to do it
so much
as well, okay?
Okay, I thank you and love you guys so much.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Okay, I'm going out.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Well, that's going to end it for me tonight. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I think tomorrow's supposed to be game night. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going live tomorrow or not, but I do know that this weekend I'll have a little special treat for you over the weekend. Oh, thank you, Faith. Thank you. I have a very special treat for you guys this weekend. I'm going to a festival. I'm going to go live both days. Yes, Barbara, at a Bible study. They showed up, at least 4 or 5 of them, at a Bible study in someone's house. That's how disrespectful they are now. They went to somebody's Bible study and tried to turn up. This was a Bible study for young people, ages ranging from like 12 to 17 or 18. And these young people are actually having a Bible study and praising God and everything. And these gang members come up in there and start hanging out like they're part of the crowd. And, started picking, making funny faces at the people. Nobody knew them. Nobody knew who they were. Except, nope, I take that back. One person knew who they were. And that's all it took. So we got to be careful. Even when we in the Lord's house, people going into the Lord's house, pow-powing people just for the heck of it. That just shows you that we in the final days, we on the countdown. We on the countdown. Time is winding up. Thank you, Miss Purple. I appreciate all you guys for coming. Tomorrow night, I'm going to try to go live, and we'll probably do another Name That Tune game or something. But just know that Saturday and Sunday, I will be going live on both days. It'll be a festival. It's going to be Festival Sundiata, and I'm not sure who's on the roster, but there will be different entertainment there. And I need to look it up and see. Let me see real quick if I can find out who's going to be performing, and at least be able to get you guys a little taste of summer, a summer concert of some kind here in Seattle, Washington. Okay, let me see if I can find it for you. Okay, come on. What is that? Okay. Hold on just a second. Okay, Festival Sundiata. Who is on the roster this year? It's the 45th anniversary this year. Event schedule. Let's see if they've got that. Okay. My sister-in-law, or my son-in-law's mother-in-law is one of the performers of her group. Let me see. Sounds of Seatown, Andy, the Daz Band, and the Barkays will be performing Saturday night. The Daz Band and the Barkays Saturday night, and then Sunday will be Kalimba. Kalimba is a group. Oh, Josephine Howell, she's local. A lot of these are local. Michael Powers will be performing as well at the Armory stage. That's going to be indoors, but the outdoors is going to be a group by the name of Kalimba. Now, there's a bunch of other performers. I was just giving you the well-known ones. Okay. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Kalimba is they're a group that they perform is Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's all they perform. And they sound so much like Earth, Wind, and Fire. It'll blow your mind. All right, Urban. Them meds is kicking in, huh? All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the live now. I love you too, Faith. All right. Good vibes. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow night, God willing. And even if we don't play a game, I'll just come hang out for a little bit with you. Okay? But you guys have a blessed evening. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you're on my mind. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing.